Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Dr. D.K. Geyer, I'd like to welcome you all here to an exciting day. So I'm sure you're all as excited to be here as I am this morning. So my name is Christian Frank, and I've known DK now probably for 5 or 6 years. I know some of you all know DK, a renowned natural health expert, an expert and pioneer in the fields of natural health and nutrition, an author, an entrepreneur, a teacher, a mother, a mentor, a Reiki master, a spouse, and one of the most accomplished women that I've ever met. For me, though, Dr. Geyer is so much more. Dr. Geyer has been by my side as I have depended on her trusted guidance and friendship through her expertise as a Reiki master and her guidance and instructions on my dietary approach to holistic health. She's created innovative teas designed just for me to help bring my health, as well as a variety of nutritional supplements designed specifically for me. This is why I was honored to introduce Dr. Geyer today, particularly as she prepares to enlighten us on the major signs of oncoming serious diseases and health issues. Dr. Geyer has truly dedicated her life to the advancement of natural and holistic health treatments and has given so much to so many others in their battles with serious health issues. She has devoted so much time and care to my treatment. She even arranged for several of her Reiki students to spend an entire session working with me, which was the start of a major corner that I turned in my journey. So without further ado, I know you're all here to see Dr. Geyer, Dr. D.K. Geyer.
Thank you, Christian, for that lovely introduction. Good morning and welcome. Natural health is my passion, and I am so glad to see all of you here this morning to hear about a very heavy subject. Starting off with oncoming serious health issues and serious disease. So we're going to begin this morning with the things that we know about serious disease, because most of us know more about it than what we think. As you heard, people struggle with cancer all the time, and we consider it our most serious disease. We do not have all the answers yet, but I will help you with some of the risks that you take and how to curb some of those. The United States is the most overfed, undernourished population in the world. What that means is that some of our disease is growing because of what we do to our own bodies. And the cure for cancer and heart disease looms. Heart disease is the #1 major issue in the United States. Let's just talk through that for a minute. Please nod your head no if you have never heard of this symptom of heart disease. Chest pains, tingling down your arm, shortness of breath, increased sweating or cold chills, dizziness. Nobody's nodding. We know these things because we are instructed and educated how to recognize symptoms. That's a good thing. Where is our instruction of how to recognize the damage we contribute to heart disease? Where is our education that says you may not want to be doing that? But you guys know some of those things too. If you're eating fast food 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you're drinking more soda and water, do you think maybe there's a situation you might be contributing to heart disease? We think about disease in 2 different ways. Oh, I got this terrible thing. My parents gave it to me. That's what we're taught. Most of the time when we talk about an inherited disease, rare diseases are truly inherited. But for the most part, for heart disease, there is an aspect of that we bring upon ourselves. So have you ever heard this symptom? Have you ever heard of club fingernails? That means your nails are white with no half moons. How about a diagonal line on your earlobe from the bottom of your ear clear down to the tip? It shows a sign of heart disease. Those are new symptoms that you can look for. Heart disease is referred to as the silent killer. Let me explain why that is. I'm going to pretend to be 20 years old, and my blood pressure is 120/80. By the time I'm 30, 130/87. By the time I'm 40, it's 140/90. Blood pressure increases so slightly over the years that you are rarely affected by a headache alerting you that something is wrong. Your body adapts as your blood pressure slowly increases. It is a silent killer for many reasons. Your body fights to keep you alive every day. People who have blocked arteries, sometimes their body will just make a new one to bypass a clogged artery. But it is a slow gain in blood pressure and other things that we've done to our heart. So it becomes a silent killer because we don't always recognize the symptoms because the body is so used to the new normal, it doesn't tell you or give you a symptom. In the United States, 1 in 5 people are expected to die from heart disease. That's pretty crazy. That's just the death. That's not suffering from heart disease. 75% of the population is expected to have some form of heart disease. We're moving on. Diabetes. How do we know we have diabetes? Increased thirst, headaches, swollen ankles. We can recognize some of the signs, but where is the education to teach us how to avoid it? It is estimated that only 5% of all diabetes diagnosis is actually because you're truly diabetic. That includes being born with an inability to process insulin, or you were in an accident or had a virus that attacked your pancreas and caused an injury, disallowing the insulin production. For almost everybody else, it's a change in diet. When I speak with people with a diabetic diagnosis, they are unaware that pasta turns into sugar in your body. This is the calculation, so you always know how much blood glucose you are ingesting. So if you look at a piece of bread and the total carbs is 24, you divide it by 4, it's 6 teaspoons of sugar. If you turn around a package of spaghetti, dry spaghetti, the serving size is 1/4 cup, and it's 42 grams of total carbohydrates, which equates to 10.5 teaspoons of sugar. When we look at what we're doing, we can watch as diabetes is growing in this nation. Have you heard the reports on the news that tell you that by 2030, we will have a severe shortage of insulin shots? How can that be? If we are the most progressive nation in the world and our statistics for disease in the United States keep growing at alarming rates, is it just possible that the paradigm we understand for addressing medical concerns might not be getting it exactly right? When someone has a diabetes diagnosis and they change their diet and monitor total carbs, they can reverse their diagnosis in 60 days or less. The education for how to reverse disease is what we are lacking in our approach to medical conditions. We believe as a nation that at some point in your life, you will have heart disease, diabetes, and you're getting cancer. Like, there's no way out. Instead of saying, if you follow this protocol, you can minimize your risks by upwards of 80 to 90% and live a long, healthy life. The side effects of high blood pressure medication, diabetes medication, those for kidney disease, if you investigate the side effects, they are the same side effects as an actual heart attack. Chest pains, tingling down the arms, shortness of breath, lightheadedness, dizziness. So on top of heart disease being a silent killer, how would anyone know if they're having a heart attack or a side effect? Just something to think about. High cholesterol causes heart disease. Diabetes causes heart disease. Liver and kidney disease affect your heart as well. The kidneys produce a hormone called renin. That hormone actually helps control your blood pressure. We treat blood pressure as if we just need a diuretic. How do we address emotional high blood pressure? Emotional high blood pressure does not get treated the same way as sodium high blood pressure. The holograph was actually developed because when you are lying, your heart rate increases and your blood pressure goes up. If you are under severe stress, blood pressure increases. It is another thing that is not included in our normal everyday education, how to handle our health. We do have a new thing sweeping the nation. It's called mindfulness, yoga, meditation, relaxation. All of those forms are taking hold in our nation as we watch people try to approach disease and health on a different level. I think that we could, in the next 20 years, totally reverse every disease. And here's why. All of us have seen the commercials on television that say, this product is responsible for causing your cancer or your health issue. Please call the number for the law firm at the bottom of the screen. There is a feeling in this nation that if it is on the shelf for us to purchase, that it is safe for us. The sad part is the majority of the things that we're using, and I shouldn't say majority, at least 40% of what you are ingesting or using as cleaning products and other chemicals are banned all around the world, including the latest one, Roundup. Some of our Western states have already banned Roundup before it made the news for being responsible for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. We know that prescription medicines have been recalled even after they were approved by the FDA. We know that cleaning supplies and all of those things are being recalled because they cause problems to our health. Here's how I approach it as a natural health expert. 70 years ago, everything we had was organic. It's taken us less than 70 years to totally destroy our food supply and our water and our air. In a day's time, you think about what is going inside your body. It's not just your food choices. You're breathing all the toxic fumes as well. You can see the chemtrails in the air from the airplanes. We live near major interstates. All the gas fumes, diesel fumes are in the air. So is all the dust, the dirt, the rubber from the tires. But we're breathing those things. And then we're eating chemicals, and we're bathing in chemicals. We're washing our clothes and our dishes in chemicals. That is the new way of life in 2019. That is how we approach our life. It's a matter of convenience. If you are using products to help your body detox those things, you can remain healthy. You're never going to get all of it out because it's very difficult to live and breathe and not be subject to toxic air. There's a little bit of a diligence that each one of us has to do to try to stay healthy. The movement toward organic products, we can watch it in our community. 15 years ago, I founded an organic tea urban spice company. It was very difficult 15 years ago to find anything organic. If you wanted it, you drove either an hour north or an hour south. There was rarely anything in this general area. Now we watch as there are aisles dedicated to organic products. There are whole stores dedicated to organic products. We are trying to recover the organic situation we had 70 years ago and for all time, because the pesticides that we are using causes disease. And it's very difficult to find anybody that can argue with that. When certain pesticides are sprayed or things are used for crops, the rabbits, squirrels, chipmunks, mice die. In a human body, we can tolerate that a lot longer. What happens to us is we get a chemical in our breakfast sandwich, and then we get some chemicals for lunch, different kinds. Then we get chemicals for dinner. Then we bathe in chemicals and breathe chemicals. Day after day, unless we are purposefully trying to remove those from our body and put something good in, they just start to build up. Synthetics were never supposed to be part of our food chain. When we think about oncoming disease, we think, well, I have to die of something. Wow, I don't want to think that. But we think about our lives moving forward until we get the bad news. When we get the bad news, the only thing we know to do is to follow the protocol that we've been taught. Since we were this high, we have been taught you go to the doctor and you listen to what they say. If disease is climbing at these monstrous rates, there has to be some kind of a compromise to recognize the chemical contribution and the toxic contribution to the amount of disease in the United States. There's something called the French paradox. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it. It means that people in France can eat cheese and milk and meat. That's because they handle their dairy totally different than we do. Their pasteurization is a 3-second high temperature heat, and the milk does not even have to be refrigerated after that. If you look at the expiration date on the milk in our supermarket, conventional milk expires in 7 to 10 days, organic milk expires in 4 to 6 weeks. It's the chemicals that cause it to go rancid. And we notice our dairy case, the dairy is clear over here, and now we have coconut milk, almond milk, soy milk, to try to get away from dairy as a source of food. Each one of us sitting in this room has a different chemical cocktail. There are no two people on this earth that can ingest or breathe or bathe in the same amount of chemicals or the same kind. New and rare forms of disease are sprouting up everywhere. When you are limiting your exposure to chemicals, you do limit your disease. And I'm talking about persons who were not born with a rare type of disease. I'm talking about people who are healthy and they can eat anything they want anytime, day or night, and they're feeling fine, then all of a sudden they're not so fine. I can prove to you how much you already know about symptoms and disease because I'm going to give you a scenario, and please tell me what you think this man perished from. He ate breakfast at a local diner, eggs, home fries, bacon, coffee until he said stop. Then he would go next door to the convenience store, buy 2 sodas and a pack of cigarettes. He ate lunch, was a piece of pizza or a sub sandwich, and dinner was whatever drive-through he was closest to. Age 49, on his way out to his car, he died of a massive heart attack. What other diseases would he have had if he had not perished that way? Diabetes, cancer, lung cancer, maybe, kidney disease. It's hard to tell, but we know that. Right? We just answered for this man. So how do we apply that in our own life? So the next time we want a soda, it's like, not today. I'm going to drink some water. If you begin to drink more water than coffee and soda, and you start eating more fresh organic fruits and vegetables than what you're eating now, you can help detox your body and limit some of the chemical exposure that you have every single day. They say that sitting is the new smoking. You sit, you're not active. We're human beings. Like, we were designed to be out there running, playing, working, hunting, gathering. Instead, we're in front of a television or a computer screen or on our phones all the time. Today, I'm asking you, the next time you have a headache, try to find the cause. The next time you're feeling well, figure out if it was a food you ate or if you're just that upset about something. Try to match your symptom to a cause. The majority of the medications that are out there that you have to take every day, the damage is still being caused inside the body because a pill does not cure anything if you have to take it every day. We can just keep pretending that there are no issues. If we had some education, socialized medicine would be a different story. If we look all around the world, the countries that have socialized medicine have the majority of the chemicals we ingest and use every day are banned. In 2015, hot dogs, sausage, deli meats, pastrami, and bacon were listed as the #1 carcinogen by the World Health Organization. They're in the same class as asbestos, plutonium, and cigarettes. There is a skull and crossbones warning on plutonium. We have a Surgeon General's warning on cigarettes and alcohol, but there's no warning on bacon and hot dogs, that they are proven to cause colorectal cancer, which is the fastest growing cancer in the US. 4 years and the warning labels are not complete. So I wrote one. Consumption of this product has been proven to cause colorectal cancer. It is not recommended for consumption under the age of 98, or if you're pregnant, nursing, living, or breathing. Okay, maybe somebody else should write the warning. I was just trying to lighten it with a little bit of humor. You decide what to eat, what to drink, what to do with your life. When there is a suggestion that you take this medication, maybe it's the only way you can get well. But what is the plan to get you off of that medication? There is no doubt in anybody's minds that as a society, we would not be able to function without some antibiotics and penicillin. But when we start taking a medicine that we need every single day, where is the plan that says, we're going to take this for 6 months, and in the meantime, we are going to help you get well and correct what was causing it? It would definitely go a long way to regain some health. I recently met with a lady who is 42 years old. I already asked if I could share the story. She's on 8 different medications. She shows up for a liver and kidney test every other month to make sure that the medication she's taking is not harming her liver or her kidneys. I simply ask her, what is your plan to get off all these medications or any? Do you have a plan? And she honestly never thought of it. It never crossed her mind that there might be a way to eliminate medications. But having a plan to eliminate the destruction of your body, I would like to suggest that when you know somebody you care for and you love and you want to see them be well, ask them, how can I help you with your plan? If they say, I don't want a plan, you did your part. Your body is your fortress and it's up to you to defend it. You're also given the right to find where you want your health to be. If it needs to change, you can come up with your own plan or seek advice how to help yourself. But simply by changing out a few foods every week, you can start restoring your own health.
The content of this video contains the author's opinions, observations, thoughts, conclusions, and serves as informational and educational material purposes only. It is not intended as medical advice, medical diagnosis, or medical treatment. The author is not prescribing medical treatment nor attempting to negate current medical treatment. Should viewers choose to follow any of the author's recommendations without the supervision of a medical doctor, they are doing so at their own risk. Should viewers decide to implement any of this information in the video, they are solely responsible for any outcome. The statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. The products mentioned in the video are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.